What's up, everybody? Welcome to day 26 of 30 Days of Podcasting. I'm your host, Chris Hayes, and today we are talking community. What does community have to do with podcasting? A lot. Building a community around your show is the best way to help it grow. It's the best way to help it monetize once you get there. It's the best way to build long-term engagement. It is phenomenal. So what can we do to build community, and what does that look like for a podcast? Well, there's a few different ways to do it. One is just by having interaction with your show. They write in, you respond, they're on the show. That is one phenomenal way to do it. It's simple, it's effective. You can do communication through whatever form you're in. If you have a Google form, if you just have a Facebook page, if you have them email you directly or call into a SpeakPipe or Google Voice number and just leave a message. However you incorporate them into the show, it's not hard to do. In the year 2021, people know how to communicate with each other online more than ever. So that's not the challenge. The challenge is getting them to engage. Because a lot of shows will put out offers, hey, write in, let us know what you're thinking about this, and they'll never hear anything back. Crickets. Once that engagement starts, though, it's like a domino effect. You just need the first few people to write in or call in, and then the dominoes will start falling, and people will say, oh, I can do that too. So be persistent. Keep going at it. The other really important thing with community is to have a place for your community to be. You don't just want them floating out there, listening somewhere, and hope that they write in or call in or whatever. You want to be with your community as you're posting stuff, as you're sharing stuff that's relevant, that provides value. You need to be engaging with them in that place. So if you have a Facebook group, the podcast group on Facebook, perfect. Engage there, pour content there, engage with the audience as they're asking questions to each other. Be a part of that conversation. Dive into the comments. Rattle back and forth. Have fun with them. Engage, provide value in the comments. It's not just posting a new, hey, would you rather have to eat leaves the rest of your lives or lick a foot once? Like those kinds of weird conversation starters. Engage with them in the comments because that's where they're living. They might read one of those silly posts and be like, haha, okay, sure, whatever. But when you're engaging with the comments, they see that you care, that you're interested, that you're vested, that it's not just, hey, listen to my show and give me money. You're invested. You're a part of this with them. You're in it with them. Build the community. There's a few different ways two different community ideas. They all surround a brand. All of the communities that I've seen that are successful, they surround the brand. So if you have a marketing brand, that community surrounds marketing. They embrace it. They might even come up with a name for it. The marketing crew, whatever. It's a terrible name. Don't use that. They might have a slogan. I know Pat Flynn of Smart Passive Income. He's got Team Flynn for the win. It's just this little tagline that they say during the podcast, and people who are part of the community are like, yeah, we got this. There's so many out there that they throw their little tagline to go with the name of their crew. Because it builds community. It builds that unity, that brand that you want. And you got to direct them to a place. If you want them to be on the Facebook group, send them to the Facebook group. If you want them to be on TikTok, hey guys, we are blowing up on TikTok. Make sure you use the hashtag the podcast for life with the number 4. I don't know. But wherever they are, that's where you need to be. That's where you need to be engaging. That's where you need to be sending people. One of the things that I've done on this show is I send people everywhere. And that's because I don't have a community yet. I don't know where you guys are listening from. I don't know where you're watching from. So I'm everywhere. If you pop a note in any social at 30 Days of Podcast, not podcasting, just 30 Days of Podcast, I'll find you and I'll engage with you there because I don't have a centralized place yet. So if you have a place where your audience is and you already know that, then engage. where they're at. Be there. You could have a fan community that's just kind of general, like, hey, we all like Star Wars, or we all like books written by this author. Great. That's your niche. That's your content. Perfect. Give them a safe place to geek out about that. Hey, we're all business majors at, law school. No, we're all students at law school. Great. Give them a place to meet where they can be law students together in the trenches, stressing out over their tests and their, all of that stuff that goes with law school. Could be for like a business growth page, and that could be something that's themed. It gives a space for business people to network where they can actually provide value to each other. Hey, I'm in the business of making business cards. Oh, great. I need business cards. Perfect. Let's meet up. Hey, I just lost my job, blah, blah, blah. If anyone knows of anything. And then through the chain of networking, because you're a part of this business growth community, you get connected and you get a job. It's a place that provides value in that realm. It makes sense. It's a community. Something that's been blowing up lately are communities for courses. So if you are a course developer, which is huge right now in the passive market space, developing courses for whatever, anything and everything has a course. Creating one spot where your courses might overlap a little bit. Like if you are in podcast coursework, well, you might also have a passive income course. And those kind of intersect for a minute, and then they'll both go off different directions. Well, having a community of 30 days of podcasting, my brand, whatever that big umbrella is that covers all of it, having one community for all of it helps cross promote within yourself. You get someone from the passive income course mingling with someone from the podcast course, and they share value with each other, they teach each other, and they both grow, and it's great. And that builds the community deeper because now they're both invested and they're not going anywhere because that is their home. That's where they learned this thing from this person that they met on the internet. Not me, someone else in the group. It's wonderful. Figure out where your audience is, build a place for them. There are other places besides Facebook groups, besides Twitter, besides TikTok, besides Instagram. There's dedicated places like Circle is one of the new ones that is blowing up for building your own community in your own environment on your website. It's wonderful. It's really powerful. And some of the things that you get to do with community as you're growing, you have to have some community managers because you can't do it all. You've got to have some people moderating to make sure everything is in the right place, in the right time, in the right tone. It's another layer of management down the road. It doesn't just happen. Also, some amazing things that you start to see as people start to take leadership roles in the group. The more involved they are, the more committed they become. They kind of rise up the ranks within the community as they provide value for you. They may have listened to your show since episode 1, and they can quote back and say, someone's looking for help. Hey, my dog keeps running away. What can I do to keep my dog in his pen instead of escaping? And then someone who's been listening since the beginning says, hey, back on episode 37, they talked about this. And here's 3 tips that they gave. It's worth a listen. Go back and listen. And your community is now sending people to listen to your content that you did months ago because they're fans, they're engaged, they're committed, they have ownership in it because they are a part of the community. So having a place for them to go is critical. Pick a place. If you don't have one, pick a place where you think they are and start building there. You'll start by yourself. Start by yourself. Promote, engage. It will grow. Over time, if you give it a place and you give it a mission, it will grow. And the reason that we want community is because that is where our audience is. That's what's going to help our audience to grow, because when you have a community that you're part of that's flourishing and it's valuable to you, You're going to share it with other people and bring them in who are in the same niche. And they'll start marketing for you. You don't have to market because they'll market for you. They'll reach out and say, hey, I got this guy over here. He needs to be a part of this group. You need to come. I'm going to invite you. And they come and they see the value and they see what's going on. And now they're a part of this. That is free marketing. It's free social proof. It's organic. It's beautiful. And you don't have to pay for it. You just have to invest some time up front to get it going. So, community, build it. Build it, invest in it. It's not just make a Facebook page and hope people show up. You have to engage. You have to be involved. You have to do this if you want your community to grow. Have to be intentional. You have to be involved in the comments. You have to be involved if you want it to grow. That's the only way to it. There's no way around it. Starting a podcast, this is not a critical piece to start, but it is a critical piece to grow down the road. If you want to grow towards monetization and those aspects of podcasting, community comes first. You have to build an audience before you can sell to them. It's that simple. And if you don't have an audience, there's no one to sell to. If you want to reach 10,000 downloads if that's one of your goals is to have 10,000 people listening every episode, you got to have a community to talk to. There's got to be a reason for them to keep coming back. And that comes through community. People want to be a part of something. After 2020, people are dying to be a part of something. Anything. Let me be a part of something bigger. I'm tired of Netflix. I'm tired of my apartment, of my house. I'm tired of my family. I need to get out and be a part of something bigger. You have a community for them. They just need to find it, and it's got to be worth their time. So pour into a community, build your growth, watch it happen. It's incredible. I will see you tomorrow for our next episode of 30 Days of Podcasting, where we're going to talk the first of 2 parts on monetization, what that can look like, when that should happen. There's a lot of theories. There's a lot of noise out there about monetization right now because of Joe Rogan making $700,000 bajillion dollars off of signing deals with podcast exclusive whatever. We'll get there. We'll talk about it. So come back tomorrow for part 1 of 2 of monetization. And until then, keep working at it, and I will see you there. Hey guys, make sure you subscribe, like the video to help out the algorithms, and hit the bell if you want notifications whenever we drop a new episode, which is every day for the month of July. If you want a longer format or audio-only version, check us out wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Audible, all the places. We're there. So check it out, and we will see you soon.